Have you ever tried this one at home? You put the potato in the jar, you put a couple of toothpicks in, and you try and grow some sweet potatoes. And you probably met with about the same success that I did. It was absolutely hopeless. It was eventually when I gave up on it that it started to grow. You know, it stopped getting water and started to grow. It started to struggle. All right, well, g'day everyone and welcome back to the channel. All right, today I'm going to show you how I propagate sweet potatoes. I'm also going to show you the way that the commercial nurseries do it, even though it's the wrong time of year for that. So let's get into it. All right, if we have a look here, I have 4 buckets and 1 grow bag of Beauregard sweet potatoes. This all started from one little plant. I bought the plant. Yep, you got to start by buying the plant, but I'll show you the grower's tip and that'll show you how to start the plant. And I've done ground division on them. So basically each plant then goes into the next plant. Once we've got new growth coming up and it's rooted, then we'll cut it free. If we have a look at this one, got a bunch of new shoots coming up. Just there, just there. That's the plant that came across. So that one's rooted up. So where we come from, the mother plant just there. Come across, that goes into the ground there. All we're going to do now, it's established, it's cut off at the ground. Okay, now when we pull that one out, we have this lovely plant growing here. Nice, fully established. It's totally separate from the mother plant. And that's our next crop. This one here is our first one to harvest. That one's the next crop. Okay, what I use is a dirt sheet potting mix. You can see how, you know, bulky the pieces are and that sort of thing. You know, it's not great, but it's cheap. I buy it for about $3 a bag, which is really cheap down here. Okay, that's the one I use. As I said, it's dirt cheap stuff. All right, then we add to it. Now, this is a mixture of blood and bone meal with some natural potash added. So that goes into it. Now, I know it's hard to get something like that in America because I just look for Terry. Next, we've got a gardening pallet. It's just a standard sort of pallet. It's a dynamic lifter, reasonably high in nitrogen. This one's a fruit, veggie, and citrus pallet, the same sort of thing, not as high in nitrogen in that one. Next one is this sea mungus, which is a mixture of composted fish, seaweed with humic acid thrown in. That helps with the biologicals, helps to get the ground alive. And last off, some rock minerals. Generally I'll either add rock phosphate or rock mineral. This is a pre-ground mineral that's then been stuck back together. That's it there. That will break down. Let's say on the bag that it's a 3 month slow release feed. Yeah, it'll last longer than that. But yeah, that's some great stuff to add those extra minerals in there. You don't want too much high in nitrogen, which, you know, adding everything, I will get a fair bit of nitrogen in there, and you can see by the explosion of plant tops that I get that we get that. But adding this back, using a veggie specific one, it means that I'm keeping the nitrogen down a little. I pulled the little second planting of the white sweet potato out. That was the spot just there. You can see here where the mother plant came across and I cut it off.
Okay, as you can see, this thing's a monster. So this is the ideal one for what we're doing. You can see where it's been in ground contact, started developing roots. So it's wanting to root down into the ground. As we pull it up, more roots. Oh, this thing is wild. And again, a bunch more roots. So that is the ideal spot to put it in the ground, but you don't need those roots. And I'm not gonna do it there because it's growing really weird up this end. So I'm not gonna use that end of it. What we will do is take this little shoot off. Okay, and we'll use that one to show how the commercial gardeners do it. I'll grab a couple little more like that. We're gonna leave that one to the plant. I'm just gonna sort through the runners. That one there, which has got a little bit of root on it. We'll just put a little trench down in the grow bag. This is really hard to do and film at the same time because it doesn't want to bend the right way. Okay. So we'll lay it down in the trench and just backfill it. Now the roots develop out of the nodes, just there. So as many nodes as we can get in the ground, the more chance it's going to get some good rooting. Okay, again, a little short one. We can put that in there, but I'm going to leave it to the plant. Another short one. And here's a couple long ones. Another long one here. We'll take advantage of that root section again. Make a trench in the middle of the grow bag. Cover it up, roots and all. Okay, we'll make one more trench on this side. We'll get that buried up. All right, sorry folks, that was a bit of close-in camera work, but as you can see, here's our new grow bag. Here's our bucket. Coming across from the bucket, we have the three which are now in the ground, and they will take off from there. So that's how to easily propagate them. That works fine when you've got a plant. Okay, back to these ones. Now, it's all well and good if you have a plant, you can propagate the way I've just shown. If you don't have a plant, then you've got to start to propagate them. If you know someone with sweet potatoes, it is really easy to get a cutting off them, especially in the growing season, because they just go nuts. Okay, what we're going to do is cut it in half. Okay, our two halves are going to become two plants. Just going to take the leaves off the lower part. I'll leave it with one leaf. I'll actually cut that leaf down just so it's not got as much drain on it. It's not the growing season here at the moment, it's just gone into the fall autumn season, so they're going to have a hard time making a start. This other end here, which is the growing tip, just going to knock it right down. Even take that half form leaf off, just leave that growing tip on it. Now in a commercial nursery, this is all done greenhouse, it's all done in cells. They actually cut them down to two sections, one to root with, one to then develop into the plant. I'm not doing it that way. It's out in the garden. You know, I've got a bit of space where the carrots didn't work in this part of this bed. Now this won't be its permanent location, but I can get it going here. Just open the hole, put it in. Same with this one. Take that bit off. Same here. So there we are, propagated up. As you can see, absolutely nothing fancy going on here. You know, they're stuck in an outside little tub, which has got carrots in it. You know, carrots didn't work too well, had a bit of an opening space. So, you know, I put these in it. Once they develop a bit, they're gonna come out of there and go in a grow bag. No drama. I could start them straight into a grow bag, except I don't have any spare grow bags at the moment. So very, very simple to start your propagations, doing it this way. Look, the glass of water trick just really didn't work for me. It works if you are starting from your own sweet potatoes a lot better than if you're starting from a supermarket one. Starting from your own, best way to do it is just start with a slip like this, put it in, keep it damp, it'll get some roots going and develop your new plant. All right folks, you know you're doing something right when your sweet potato is actually flowering. They don't do it too often. Just wanted to show everyone this one, which I think is a kumara. Had 2 shoots coming off it. One of them was extra long. So what I've done is I've put a loop in it and put it back underneath the ground at the loop, and that way once it grows the roots I can snip it off here. That one gets its leader and this one is started off. All right, thank you very much for watching and bye for now.